Hello everyone, I'm Bruce with the Wanna Be Free channel, and you're watching part 5 of the series of Northern Tool trailer to DIY overland trailer for car camping. In this video I'm just going to give you an overview of where I'm at on the project and kind of give you some shots of what I've done up to this point. I've been working pretty hard on this project and I've made a lot of progress. So let me turn this camera around and I'll show you what I've got so far. In my last video I showed that I had it mounted on the trailer, had the sides on it. I've been working on the front and the back. So this is the back and this will be a door. Of course the door is not installed yet. My next project is to be sanding the outside, sanding the doors, painting around. I'm not going to paint the inside, I'm going to paint around the door frame in case it gets wet. And then I'm also going to be filling all these screw holes with putty to try to make it look nice. Sand it down, and then I'll put 2, maybe 3 coats of exterior house paint. But let me show you some of the bracing, or give you a better angle if I can. It's turning out a little heavier than I expected just because I got the bracing everything. The last thing I want is this coming apart on the highway at 65 miles an hour or whatever speed it happens to be. But you can see I've doubled the 2x2s and I built some corner brackets that I put in each corner to support it and help it stay square. In say for instance high wind situation is what I'm thinking. I've got a brace across the top and built some corner brackets out of plywood, and those are glued and screwed on there, and man, you wouldn't believe the rigidity that provided to the framework. Now the front is interesting, where I've done a lot of work up here. Again, I have doubled and put brackets in the corners, top and bottom. Got brackets down there as well. Those are the ones that are really providing a lot of strength to help keep it square, and I think those are going to be way better than just some L brackets screwed to the 2x2. At least that's my thought anyway. But here's a good look at the refrigerator slider. I've got it framed out so the refrigerator fits right down on that box and it won't slide forward, backward, or left and right. And you can see here's the space where the batteries will be. And I'm going to have at least 1.5 inches, the width of one of these boards, spacing between the batteries and the refrigerator vents. And the refrigerator vents will be up a little bit higher because of that sliding platform. So I think that that'll provide adequate ventilation for the refrigerator. Time will tell, but when I put the refrigerator on there and look at it, it looks pretty good. I have not set the batteries in here yet just because they're heavy and I don't want to put them in and take them out and put them in and take them out. But boy, the strength is unreal on this. I left the front edge of the skin up a little bit and the top will come right here. So I still have to cut the top and then get it glued and screwed on the trailer. But this is what it looks like from the front. So the two openings, the top will be fastened on permanently, glued and screwed down, and then the front and back openings are going to be the openings where we can access all of our gear through the front and through the back. Just the plan. We'll see. Like I said, this is all kind of an experiment, and I'm designing as I go. Let me show you the shelf slider. So with the refrigerator on there, that will slide out so that the entire refrigerator is outside the box, and easy access for lifting up the lid to the refrigerator, get what we need. If we're in a campsite or something, I would expect that we're probably going to have that pulled out and just have the refrigerator setting right there, unless we are going to leave the camp and go on a walk or whatever. We can slide it back in. But with it out and open like this, while we're at the campground or campsite, it'll get plenty of ventilation, of course. It's when it's cooped up inside that's in question. Here's the vent and how that came out that I installed in the floor. And I'll see if I can show you how much space you got below there for the vent to work. So it should get plenty of circulation to bring fresh air into the box. And then probably going to be putting my computer fans on the top with the thermostat control to turn the fans on if it gets real hot inside the box from the refrigerator heat, or just from outside heat. That's why I'm painting it white, to help with that situation. Here's a shot underneath of the vent and how that sits underneath the trailer, where it will be drawing fresh air into the trailer. So for today on my project, I don't know if I'll videotape it, but I'm going to be doing sanding down those doors and painting, and then filling these screw holes and sanding and so forth, so I can get ready to paint. I'm kind of wondering about these corners where you have the open edge of the plywood. Since this is not treated plywood, I had somebody ask me about that. I don't know if it should be treated or not, but I'm treating it with a good exterior house paint. I'm hoping that that's going to be adequate. But I thought maybe, I don't know if I'll do this or not, but I could put a 1x1 angle aluminum corner to really finish that off, and then that would give me a nice edge that I could caulk around to completely seal those corners. But what I've been doing is sand that corner down real nice, and if necessary fill any gaps and holes with caulking and then painting, and that'll probably be adequate as well, which is probably what I'll go with to start with. If I see any problems developing with water on those corners, I'll have to cover them with some kind of a corner piece. But at the moment, I don't plan on doing that. I just realized and was hoping these light kit is all LEDs on the trailer, which is kind of nice. And you can see I have about a 1/2 inch ridge all the way around the openings, both front and back. Not only added this extra board and gives it strength, but it also provides kind of a shelf for the door to fit in, so that the doors don't get pushed inside, of course. And they're super strong. They're probably way stronger than necessary and a little bit heavier, but they're going to be I just don't want any issues when I'm out on the road. I want this thing to work as I planned it. I don't want to have to be fixing something, especially if something was to happen to the box. We'd have all of our gear and have to cram that all into the van to go get it repaired, which I don't want to have to do. So that's what I'm trying to prevent. Got the bolts through that go all the way through, down through the steel frame and bolt the trailer. 4 on each, 2 on each side and 1 in the center there, right behind the battery box. And that's a good look at the bracing and the framework that I've done inside. Everything is put together with screws and glue, which I think is important when you're talking about a trailer that's bouncing down the road and going through all those vibrations constantly while you're driving. Now this back piece, the plan is to have that door with the hinge at the bottom. So as the door swings down, I don't know, I may hinge it on the side, but I thought if I hinge it on the bottom, then we could lay that out and use it kind of as a table or a shelf for our camp stove and that sort of thing. But we'll see. The plan at the moment is to put a hinge at the bottom, and that's kind of how I built the doors. Same thing with the front. It'll swing down and rest right on that top of this, and it comes out to right about there, so we'll barely be able to open that when the van is hooked up to the trailer and it's parked straight. But then it's low enough that the shelf will clear the door and we can get to our refrigerator. Again, those sliders will support 100 pounds, so that should be adequate. But that's what it looks like, guys. So far, I kind of figured I'd just do an update video. I don't know if you guys are getting tired of watching the time-lapse cutting, gluing, and screwing. Got a loud lawnmower going by, so hopefully that's not too loud for the video. I apologize for that. And yeah, it's coming along. Still a lot of work left to do, and I still need to install the batteries and the solar and the charge controller, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just trying to keep plugging away. I got to have this done by the end of the month, or before that would be nice, so we could take it out and test it before we take a long road trip with it. But I appreciate you watching. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe if you want to follow along on my videos. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next one.